Hey there, welcome back to the At Home Dive YouTube channel. As always, my name is Joey, and today we are super excited because we have another request video. I got a request for whole roasted chicken, which can be a very simple and fantastic thing to make at home. And it's great to feed your whole family. So sit back, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive right in. Today on the counter we have about a 3 1/3 pound of chicken, and I got a few feet of butcher's twine. So I'm going to start by lifting the chicken and running the twine right behind its back. I'm going for right below the wings here, so that whenever I come up, I can go up above, right through the chicken's little armpits here, if you will. And then I'm going to pull the skin nice and tight at the top, and I'm going to cross the butcher's twine. When I cross the butcher's twine, I'm going to go ahead and pull it so that, as you can see, it brings the skin of the chicken together and seals off the breast meat. After that, I'm going to pull the excess twine down, and I'm going to go right across the chicken's wings. This is going to hold the wings to the body of the chicken so that they don't overcook. Now I'm going to go down right below the breastbone, and I'm going to cross the butcher's twine, and I'm going to lead it underneath the breastplate. It's going to leave to where you can get in the cavity. Now I'm going to go below each leg of the chicken with the twine. Once I've done that, I'm going to go around the leg, and that's going to tie the leg off separately so that it's going to cook better. Because I like to expose all the skin as much as possible. That way you get a lot of nice crispy skin. Once you've went underneath the legs, we're going to go ahead and turn the chicken over. Once you turn the chicken over, I'm going to just simply cross the twine again, and that's going to give us a nice little place to tie here. But I'm going to pull it back to the back of the chicken, and then I'm going to tuck it through not once or twice, but 3 times. And then, whenever I pull it, that's going to give enough string contact so that it stays nice and tight. But I am going to go ahead and tie it just to be safe. Alright, so that's how we're going to properly truss a chicken. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess string just so that we can get it out of the way. So here we have it. Here's our chicken. Now let's season it and get it ready. As I mentioned, we are going to be able to get inside the cavity. So I do have a lemon here that's cut in half, and I also have about half a head of garlic that I also just cut right down the middle. I'm going to stuff these inside the chicken, and that's going to help give it flavor as it cooks. Now we're going to move on to spices. So here I have 1 1/2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 1/2 teaspoons of celery salt, 1 1/2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons of paprika, 1 1/2 teaspoons of chopped rosemary, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. I'm going to give these a mix real quick. Once you've got them mixed, we're just going to coat the chicken quite liberally because we want to make sure we get a lot of flavor in there. Once we've got all the spices and such in the bowl with the chicken, feel free just to kind of rub it around and make sure you get good contact on all surfaces. Now we can set this aside. So I've gathered the vegetables that we're going to be roasting the chicken with today, and I'm going to go ahead and get them chopped up and put into the pan. You can choose whatever vegetables you like. I always recommend at least having onions, celery, and carrots. I also chose to have turnips, parsnips, mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, and potatoes, just because they are some of my favorite things to eat. So like I said, I'm going to chop these up, and I'll be right back. As you can see here, I did get all of the veggies cut up, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take canola or vegetable oil, and I'm going to mix all of these veggies together. And now I'm going to season them pretty generously with kosher salt, and give them one last quick mix. Now that the veggies are ready, and the chicken's ready, I'm going to place the chicken right in the middle, breast side up. And we're going to take all the excess spice and seasoning that we have here, and just kind of throw it right over the top. Now I'm going to wash my hands and we'll get this one in the oven. Now that the chicken's ready and in the pan with the veggies, we're going to go straight into the oven. Our oven is currently set on 425 degrees. We're going to leave it here for 10 minutes before we turn it down a little bit.
11 minutes later.
So it's been 10 minutes and we're going to go ahead and turn the oven down from 425 to 375, and we'll come back and check on it in about 1 hour.
1 hour later.
Friends, we are back, and we're going to go ahead and pull the bird out. It's been approximately 1 hour at 375 degrees after the initial 10 minutes. Alright, so as you can see here, the chicken looks really good. We're going to go ahead and temp it just to see exactly where we stand. And it is not quite temping out. So we're going to go ahead and put it back in the oven, and we're going to give it a little while longer.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright friends, here we are. We have our chicken that just came out of the oven. It was in there for a total of right at 2 hours, but it does temp out to 165 degrees on our thermometer now. And as you can see, it's crusted with the spices and the salt that we put on there. And I do have about 3 tablespoons of butter here that I had set aside on top of the stove melting down for when it comes out of the oven. I do love to just brush it with a little bit of fresh melted butter just to give it a little bit of richness and moisture. And we are going to let it sit here for about 10 to 15 more minutes and just carry over and finish cooking all the way and rest. That way whenever we go to slice it, we don't lose all of our juices. So I will see you in about 10 minutes. Alright friends, I went ahead and took the chicken out of the pan and put it on something that you could put right onto the dinner table. And I figured I should note that these are mushrooms and purple potatoes. These vegetables aren't burnt, so don't let the color turn you off at all. But as you can see, the chicken here has nice crispy skin all the way around. It is nice and juicy looking. Alright, well that wraps us up on how to make a whole roasted chicken. Comment below and let me know how yours turn out. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to subscribe. Have a great day.